Welcome to Invest Ed. Yung company na i-analyze natin ngayon ay ang company na PLDT. Sa pag-analyze, pag-review ng stocks, magkakaroon tayo ng idea kung ano yung strength and weaknesses ng company, maganda ba yung moat, maganda ba yung pamamalakad ng management, kaya ba nilang i-sustain yung kanilang utang, maganda ba yung fundamentals ng company, and also malalaman natin dito yung intrinsic value ng company. Kasi napaka-importante na alam natin kung ano yung intrinsic value bago tayo mag-invest sa company. And also, dapat naiintindihan natin yung company. Kasi kung di mo naiintindihan yung company, huwag ka na mag-invest. Kasi sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, you have to stay to your circle of competence. Okay, so lahat-lahat ng yan, pagsasama-sama natin sa isang video para makabuo tayo ng matibay na konklusyon at matibay na pundasyon sa pag-invest natin sa stock market. So kung ready na kayo, let's start and see you on the other side. Welcome guys sa channel natin. So dito binabahagi ko yung 7 years of experience ko sa pag-trade ng stocks and Forex and also sa pag-invest ko sa stock market. So kung hindi pa kayo nakaka-subscribe, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell para updated kayo sa mga videos na parating at marami pa kayong matutunan sa channel na ito. So maraming salamat!
PLDT Incorporated operates as a telecommunications company in the Philippines. The company operates in 3 segments: wireless distribution, operation support, software development, and satellite information and messaging services, and sells Wi-Fi access equipment. It also provides fixed-line telecommunications services, business infrastructure and solutions, intelligent data processing and implementation, and data analytics insight generation services, and information and communications infrastructure for internet-based services, e-commerce, customer relationship management, and information technology, IT-related services. In addition, the company offers managed IT outsourcing, internet-based purchasing, IT consulting and professional, bills printing and other related value-added, and air transportation services, distributes Filipino channels and content services, and provides full services customer rewards and loyalty programs. As of December 31st, 2019, it had 73,118,155 mobile broadband subscribers, 2,765,209 fixed-line subscribers, and 2,161,484 broadband subscribers. The company has a strategic partnership with Rocket Internet SE to develop online and mobile payment solutions. The company was formerly known as Philippine Long Distance Telephone Company and changed its name to PLDT Incorporated in July 2016. PLDT Incorporated was founded in 1928 and is headquartered in Makati City, the Philippines.
Okay, so welcome sa market performance ni PLDT. Nakikita natin dito in 7 days return, nag-return si PLDT ng down by 1%. While the industries na kinabibilangan niya down by 1.8% and the Philippine market down by 0.9%. So in terms of 1-year return ni PLDT versus the industry, TEL exceed the Philippine industries which returned a negative 5.1% over the past year. In terms of market performance ni PLDT or ni TEL, TEL exceeds the Philippine market which returned a negative 25.5% over the past year. In terms of price to earnings ratio ni TEL, nakikita natin dito, in terms of PE ratio with company versus industries, TEL is a good value based on its PE ratio compared to the industries na kinabibilangan niya na mayroong 14.9. While the company mayroong 13 PE ratio. And in terms of PE ratio with company versus market, TEL PE ratio is in the line with the Philippine market na mayroong 13. In terms of price to earnings growth ratio ni TEL, PEG ratio of TEL is poor value based on its PEG ratio because meron siyang 2.9. So gusto natin kasi makita kapag nag-a-analyze tayo ng company, no, yung PEG ratio ng company ay nasa below 1 lang. So nakikita natin na 2.9. So in terms of PEG ratio with company, nasa overvalue siya. Price to earnings growth ratio. So in terms of price to book ratio ni TEL, na nakikita natin dito versus the industry, TEL is overvalue based on its price to book ratio compared to the industries na mayroong 1.7. As this is the future growth of PLDT based sa 10 analysts na nakuha natin. In 1 to 3 years, meron silang estimate forecasted annual earnings growth na 4.5%. In terms of earnings versus savings rate, nasa red flag tayo sa kanya because TEL forecast earnings growth is below the savings rate na merong 5.1, while the earnings of the PLDT ay nasa 4.5. Okay, in terms of earnings versus market, TEL earnings are forecast to grow slower than the Philippine market na mayroong 28.2. Okay? And in terms of high growth revenue, nasa red flag din tayo sa kanya because PLDT earnings are forecast to grow but not significantly. And in terms of revenue versus market, nasa red flag din tayo sa kanya also because TEL revenue is forecast to grow slower than the Philippine market. And also in high growth revenue, tag din tayo sa kanya because TEL revenue is forecast to grow slower than 20% per year. This is the future return on equity ni PLDT. Nakikita natin dito, in terms of future return on equity, TEL return on equity is forecast to be low in 3 years time na mayroong 19.7. So nakikita natin na in terms of industries na kinabibilangan niya, mas mataas pa rin yung return on equity, future return on equity ni PLDT na merong 19.7 while the industries ay merong 11.4%. Okay, so yung return on equity, no, kung gaano kagaling yung management to handle others people's money. So ayun lang ibig sabihin ng return on equity. So this is the past performance of PLDT. So, PLDT performed over the past 5 years. So historically, annual earnings growth ni PLDT ay down by 5.7%. And this is the earnings revenue history ni PLDT, no. So nakikita natin dito from September 30, 2013 na mayroong revenue si PLDT ng 166.2 billion pesos per year and earnings na 34.4 billion pesos and profit margin na 20.7. And now kung titignan natin in 2020, June 30, 2020, yung kanyang revenue per year ay nasa 173.9 billion pesos, earnings na 22.5 billion pesos per year, and profit margin at 13%. Also in terms of high quality earnings, PLDT has a high quality of earnings pa rin, okay? And in terms of growth profit margin, no, growing profit margin, TEL current net profit margin ay mayroong 13%, while in the last year na mayroong 11.8%. So nag-grow sila, no, yung kanilang net profit margin, okay? Kasi this is the return on equity ngayon ni PLDT. So nakikita natin dito na yung kanyang return on equity ngayon ay nasa 18%, while the industries na kinabibilangan niya is nasa 11.4%. So in terms of high ROE, ang gusto kasi natin makita sa high ROE is 20% pataas ROE. Pero yung 18.1% na yan na ROE, return on equity ni PLDT, it is considered a good return on equity. Kasi gusto lang natin makita is 10%, no? But still, nalampasan niya yung 10% and yung kanyang industries, which is nasa 11.4% lang. This is the return on asset ni PLDT na ngayon. Nakikita natin, meron siyang 5.4% while the industries na kinabibilangan niya ay merong 5.9. So yung meaning ng return on assets, ito yung kita ng company compare sa kanyang mga ari-arian. And return on capital employed, nakikita natin dito, last year meron silang 12.3%, 3 years ago meron silang 8.8% na return on capital employed lang. So nakita natin na tumataas yung kanyang return on capital employed. And in terms of financial health o financial position ni PLDT, nakikita natin dito yung kanyang short-term assets ay mayroong 99.8 billion pesos and short-term liabilities na 198.9 billion pesos. So medyo malaki short-term liabilities nila ngayon. So yung meaning nitong short-term asset, ito yung assets na company na kaya niya i-convert into cash within a year, and liabilities, ito naman yung obligations na company na ito naman yung obligations na company within a year. And long-term assets, nakita natin dito na mayroong 475.8 billion pesos and long-term liabilities na 231.8 billion pesos. Meaning ng long-term assets, ito naman yung assets na kaya i-convert into cash more than a year. Okay? And liabilities, ito naman yung obligations na company na binabayaran or obligations na company more than a year also. So in terms of short-term liabilities, PLDT short-term assets do not cover its short-term liabilities na mayroong 198.8 billion pesos. And in terms of long-term liabilities, PLDT short-term assets do not cover its long-term liabilities na mayroong 231.8 billion pesos and yung kanyang short-term assets lamang ay mayroong 99.8 billion pesos. Okay guys, and this is the debt to equity history ni PLDT, no? Nakikita natin dito from September 30, 2013, meron siyang debt to equity ratio na 74.3%. And in 2020, nakikita natin dito na mayroon siyang 185.2 debt to equity ratio. So, sobrang taas na kanyang debt to equity ratio, no? Ano yung meaning ng debt to equity ratio? Ang meaning nito, every 1 peso na ginagamit ni PLDT sa kanyang operation, 185.2% ton ay financed by utang. So, nakikita natin na dito na sobrang laki na kanyang utang ngayon, no? Kasi in terms of debt level kay PLDT, PLDT debt to equity ratio is considered high. Gusto lang talaga natin makita kapag nag-analyze tayo ng debt to equity ratio ng company ay nasa 40% pababa lang yung kanyang debt to equity ratio, which in this case, kay PLDT, mayroong 185.2% debt to equity ratio. And in terms of reducing of debt, nasa red flag din tayo sa kanya because TEL debt to equity ratio has increased from 109% to 185.2% over the past 5 years. So in terms of debt coverage naman also, kay tayo kay PLDT, no, nasa green flag naman tayo sa kanya because TEL debt is well covered by operating cash flow na mayroong 28.7%. And interest coverage kay PLDT also, nasa green flag din tayo sa kanya because TEL interest payment on its debt are well covered by EBIT by 5.8 coverage. Okay, this is the balance sheet snapshot of PLDT na nakikita natin dito. Okay guys. Okay, so in terms of dividend or current dividend yield ni PLDT, no, nakikita natin na mayroon siyang 5.66 dividend yield. Okay, so in terms of notable dividend kay PLDT, dividend is higher than the bottom 25% dividend payers in the Philippines. Okay? Na mayroon lang 1.8% while si PLDT ay merong 5.7. In terms of high dividend kay PLDT, nasa green flag din tayo sa kanya because TEL dividend is in the top 25% of dividend payers in the Philippine market na mayroong 4.61% average, no? While si PLDT merong 5.7%. In terms of industry's average, no, nasa 4.1 also. So na-outperform also ni PLDT yung kanyang industries, and forecasted in 3 years kay PLDT dividend yield ay mayroong 5.3%. And this is the stability growth payments of dividend ni PLDT. No? Nakikita natin dito in November 3, 2009, meron silang dividend yield na 8.2% and dividend per share na binibigay na 214 pesos dividend per share. And now, no, in 2020, in September 28, 2020, meron silang dividend yield na binibigay na 5.7%, dividend per share na 77 pesos dividend per share. Also in terms of stable dividend, nasa red flag tayo kay PLDT, no, because dividend payment has been volatile in the past 10 years. Growing dividend, nasa red flag din tayo sa kanya because dividend payment has fallen over the past 10 years. Also in terms of current payout to shareholders kay PLDT, no, nakikita natin dito na mayroon siyang 74% payout to shareholders or payout ratio. In terms of dividend coverage kay PLDT, with its reasonable payout to shareholders, PLDT dividend payments are covered by earnings. So in terms of payout to shareholders or payout ratio, 74% nun ay binibigay sa mga shareholders nila, no? And in the rest ay earnings retained. And this is the leadership team of PLDT, no? Nakikita natin dito yung kanilang chairman na si Manuel Panghilinan and merong tenure sa company na 4.67 years, compensation na 4.2 million pesos, and ownership sa company na 0.13%, and nagkakahalaga ng 387.8 million pesos. And this is the rest of leadership team ni PLDT. Okay guys? In terms of experience management, TEL management team is considered experienced because meron silang 4.7 years average tenure, and average age na 64 years old. And this is the board member of PLDT. Nakikita natin dito, no, yung kanilang board members. Okay? Okay, so in terms of experience, board, TEL or PLDT Board of Directors are seasoned and experienced na mayroong 13.3 years average tenure and average age na 71.5 years old. Yung Board of Directors, yung pangunahing tungkulin nila dito ay pangalagaan yung kapakanan ng mga board or mga shareholders ng company. Okay, this is the ownership breakdown ng PLDT, no. Nakikita natin dito, 45.1% owned by public companies, 35.3% owned by institution, 12.1% owned by private companies, 6.9% owned by general public, and 0.7% owned by individual insider. Okay? So in terms of dilution of shares, shareholders have not been meaningfully diluted in the past year. So meaning na dilution of shares or diluted, no? Kapag nag-i-issue ng share yung company, bumababa yung ownership percentage ng mga shareholders. This is the top shareholders of PLDT. In terms of ownership, 25.33% owned by Social Security System Asset Management na mayroong current value na 74.5 billion pesos, and this is the rest of shareholders, top shareholders of PLDT. As of June 30, 2020, PLDT ay merong empleyado na 18,400 employee. So, ang dami nilang empleyado din, no? Okay guys, so alam na natin, no, kung anong meron sa company, alam na natin yung fundamentals ni PLDT. So, ngayon, alamin na natin kung ano yung intrinsic value ngayon ni PLDT. Okay guys, so kailangan muna natin hanapin yung forecasted net income ng company. Una nating nahanap na forecasted net income in 2020 ni PLDT, no, ay na umaabot ng 25.7 billion pesos net income. Yung pangalawa ay nasa 24.8 billion pesos net income based sa 5 analysts, no. Yung pangatlo, no, ay merong 25.7 billion pesos net income. So based sa tatlo, yung pinakamababa na nakuha natin ay ito, no. Yung merong 24.8. So, bakit natin kinukuha yung pinakamababa? Kasi, yung gusto natin maging conservative tayo sa magiging intrinsic value natin kay PLDT. So, alam na natin, no, kung ano yung forecasted net income ng company in 2020. Ngayon, kukunin naman natin yung average PE ratio ng company for the past 5 years. So, nandito tayo sa BPI Trade para makuha yung kanyang PE ratio for the past 5 years. Ayan, so ito, no, so i-average lang natin to. So may average PE ratio si PLDT na 16.28. Okay, so alam natin, no, yung PE ratio, and alam natin yung forecasted net income ng company. Ang gagawin natin, i-times natin yung dalawang yan para makuha natin yung future market capitalization ng company. So yung nakuha nating future market capitalization ng company ay umaabot ng 404 billion pesos market cap. Okay guys, so alam na natin, no, kung ano yung future market capitalization ng company. Nagkukunin naman natin yung current market capitalization ngayon ng company. Kasi nandito tayo sa Reuters.com, no. Kung titignan natin dito yung kanyang current market capitalization ngayon ay nasa 292.9 billion pesos. So ang gagawin natin, i-divide natin tong current market cap ni PLDT doon sa ating future market capitalization para makuha natin yung intrinsic value ng company. Okay, so meron siyang, kasi nakuha natin, no, ay nasa 0.72 or 0.73. Kung i-round up natin siyang gagawin natin, i-divide natin, no, yung current market price ngayon ni PLDT dito sa ating nakuhang sagot para makuha natin yung intrinsic value ng company. So yung ating intrinsic value kay PLDT ngayon ay nasa 1,853.42. Ngayon, alam na natin yung intrinsic value ni PLDT, kukunin naman natin ngayon yung margin of safety ng company. So para makuha din ulit yon, kailangan natin siya i-times sa 0.80 para makuha yung 20% margin of safety natin sa kanya. So, which is in this case, nasa 1,482, no? Okay? Nasa 1,482. Okay, guys? Guys, in summary ng pag-aaral natin kay PLDT, so yung kanyang intrinsic value ay nasa 1,853.42, And margin of safety natin sa kanya ay nasa 1,482.74. So, meaning nito, yung margin of safety, ito yung buffer natin sa intrinsic value. Kapag pumunta yung current price sa margin of safety or below at margin of safety natin, it is considered a buy ratings alone in terms of intrinsic value. Now, ang kanyang current price ay nasa 1,353. Ito yung potential upside kay PLDT na 27% kapag na-reach niya yung ating intrinsic value. So yung summary na pag-aaral natin kay PLDT, no, yung nakita natin dito kay PLDT has a high level of debt, unstable dividend track record. Ito naman yung nakita natin green side kay PLDT. The company is currently profitable. Earnings are forecasted to grow by an average of 4.5% per year for the next 3 years. Share price has been stable over past 3 months. The company earnings are high quality. Profit margin improve or TEL become profitable. They have sufficient analyst coverage. No concerning event detected sa company. Shareholders have not been meaningfully diluted in past year or recently. Revenue is meaningful, market cap is meaningful. Okay? So, ito yung summary ng pag-aaral natin kay PLDT. Okay, so sa pag-a-analyze, pag-review ng stocks, magkakaroon tayo ng idea sa company and magkakaroon tayo ng kaalaman about sa kanilang strength and weaknesses. Malalaman na din natin kung ano yung tumaganda ba yung pamamalakad nila sa company. And also, kung kaya ba nila masustain yung kanilang utang. And also, no, sa pagre-review at pag-a-analyze ng stocks, magkakaroon tayo ng matibay na pundasyon at matibay na konklusyon sa pag-i-invest natin sa stock market. Kasi napaka-importante na bago tayo pumasok sa company na pag-i-investan natin, dapat alam natin at naiintindihan natin yung company. Kasi kung hindi mo naiintindihan yung company, kung ano yung kinukontribute niya sa ekonomiya, hindi mo naintindihan kung ano yung business model ng company, huwag ka na mag-invest. Kasi sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, you have to stay to your circle of competence. Okay? And syempre, dapat alam mo kung ano yung price ng, ano yung fair value ng company. Kasi kung hindi mo alam kung ano yung fair value ng company, pasok ka lang ng pasok, hindi value investing yon. Sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Okay, so ito lang muna yung ating review kay PLDT. So sana may natutunan kayo sa pag-analyze at pag-review ng stocks. And maraming salamat sa supporter natin. And as always, invest wisely and see you on the other side. Hello guys, maraming salamat sa panonood. Sana marami kayo natutunan sa video na to. So kung hindi pa kayo nakaka-subscribe, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell para updated kayo sa mga videos na parating at marami pa kayong matutunan sa channel na ito. So, maraming salamat. This is PSE Warrior saying, trade well, trade strong, and trade smart.